of, for me, just introduce yourself and kind of now telling me, what you're still doing in the program and everything.
My name is Fred Gregory.
Okay.
I'm a former astronaut, was also the former NASA Deputy Administrator. Started out actually in the state of Colorado. I went to the Air Force Academy and graduated in 1964. But that wasn't the first time. I had visited Colorado when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, as a Boy Scout. So I love Colorado and I come back as often as I can.
That's great. So I guess just tell me a little bit about your association with Shades of Blue and Willie.
Well, I have, for the longest time, looked at what is necessary to prepare a young person for the future. And it doesn't matter whether it's the space program or anything, whatever they're interested in. And obviously the academic part of it is very, very important. And the engineering, math, science, and technology certainly are important. At the Air Force Academy, I was also schooled in management techniques, which in this case might include economics, political science, history, English, and all of those other things that supplement those those skills that you have, the engineering science. And I met Willie about probably 12 years ago, and he was telling me about this Shades of Blue, and I came up and supported him. I was working with the Challenger Center down in Colorado Springs, and I think the leadership there kind of got me involved with Willie, and I talked to him, and he was talking the right kind of language. He was talking about how you teach and influence and encourage and excite kids on STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and math, and not just in the not just in the white race, but for the Native Americans and for the minorities and everybody. And I liked what he was talking about, and so we have been in kind of a loose collaboration for the last 12 or 15 years.
So how have you seen the program grow?
Well, it was concept. It was concept. It was initially it was kind of ad hoc, and I have become involved in it maybe every 5 or 6 years, with gaps in between, and in those gaps, obviously, this program has matured. And this evening, I look at the corporate sponsorships. I see the attendance. I see the openness of people to make contributions to a program such as this. And so, obviously, the folks who are coming here and the corporations recognize the importance of STEM, but also acknowledge the importance that the Shades of Blue has and what it provides. And it's always good to see that.
So talk just briefly about the future, our future generation of kids.
Willie and Shades of Blue talked about the severe gap that has begun, and he was talking about it from the point of view of pilots, the shortage of pilots in the world, or perhaps that was in the United States, and the shortage of engineers. And I've seen that coming for a long time. It's something that has began innocently enough when we began to give the challenge to offshore countries to do things that we used to do in America. We used to be the leaders in research and development. We were the ones who invented it. I mean, if people in Europe needed something, they would come to America because America was where it was created. And I've seen the shift in the last probably 15 years where we have now begun to delegate that to offshore countries. And so we, as citizens here, now really don't care about how it was built, but that it works. And I would bet that if you look at all of the electronic products in your house, all of the mechanical pieces of equipment in your house, all of the clothing in your house, I bet you would have a problem finding something made in America, which used to be our mantra, how proud we were that it was made in America. And so as we have given that away, we've also given that intellect away. And so we have a shortage of engineers because we don't build those things here anymore. And so if you're going to talk to a third grader or fourth grader and encourage them to study STEM subjects, then you have to say, and when you do that, this is how you will participate. But if you can't give them that, how you're going to participate and the products that you're going to create, then how do you encourage the kids to study science? I mean, these are not easy subjects. They are difficult subjects, but if there is a goal out there that they can see, that they can visualize, that's not conceptual, then they will study it. That's kind of the way I got into the space program.
That's awesome. That's great way to look at that. Do you have any predictions at all for the future of the space program?
Well, I would like to see a very active and very energetic space program. I would like to see things that have a forced time. I would like to accomplish things that we sit down now and say, well, this will take us 2 or 3 years. I'd like to see it done next week. And so it appalls me as I look at the schedules that are published for our next generation of launch vehicles, human launch vehicles, how long it will take us to get to Mars. Everything is so far out that we're not talking about the next generation, we're talking about the generation after that. And so one of the things I'd like would be to take a challenge such as, if we use the current technology that we have here at this moment, it would take us 8 months to get to Mars. I would say that the object of the exercise is not the journey. The object of the exercise is the exploration and discovery that we have that we would have when we explore Mars. I'd like to come up with a propulsion system that gets us there in 2 weeks. And then we can spend a significant amount of time on Mars. And then we can start talking about Mars One. We can start talking about these programs that want to take humans to Mars and create colonies. If it's going to take me 8.5 months to get there, I don't know whether I have that kind of patience. But if somebody said, we're going to go there, you're going to stay, it's going to take you 2 weeks to get there, and you're going to get to spend maybe 10 months there, and then you're going to come home, I'd be really interested. And if I were going to go talk to a third grader or a fourth grader, I'd say, that's the challenge you have. Get me to Mars in 2 weeks. And so that's the approach that I'd like to take. And if we did something like that, I think we could make major strides and begin to pull back some of those things that we have given to other countries.
I guess that's going to be the question: is who's going to create that?
Yeah, who's going to do that?
To get
you know, and it's a squeaky wheel thing. You know, if everybody is content with the status quo, then nobody's going to scream and yell. And programs such as this, these innovative things, these things that raise the bar every year, so that the bar now represents something you thought was impossible last year. If we continue with the status quo, then we as a country, as an economy, will dry up and blow away. And then when they read about us hundreds of years from now, we'll be a footnote, and we won't even be worthy of a chapter in a book. And that's the thing that I would like to avoid, because I've got grandkids now and they will have kids, and I want to make certain that the life that they have is better than what my parents gave to me. And the only way you can do that is challenge the intellect and make them do difficult things, hard things.
That's great. That's finish up with?
Go Air Force. Beat everybody.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. That's great.